spent some time yesterday talking about the NFL, their designation of kickers as defenseless. My point is, they got a helmet, they got pads, they do make a lot of tackles. If you're going to render them defenseless, then they kick and then they run over to the sideline. That way nobody gets hurt. He's Pat McAfee, who had one of the better hits this year of anybody, not just kickers, as he took down Trendon Holiday, Colts against Broncos. Pat joins us now. What does this mean, defenseless, Pat?
I don't know exactly what it means. Dan, first of all, thanks for having me back on. What an honor this is, Dan. God, it's crazy. I'm in the middle of an office, so don't mind the ringtone in the background. But
Wait, are you answering phones for the Colts?
Yeah, the more you can do, that's what they say in the NFL. Not for long unless you can be a secretary/punter. I mean, it's a good thing. But this defenseless thing, I don't really know what it means. We heard about the rule, obviously, at the beginning of the season. Didn't really know what happened. But I think it kind of sets us back a little bit as a position, because back in the day there was always the stereotype, and there still is, obviously, with a lot of big-time media people, and kind of the general consensus is that punters and kickers aren't really athletes or football players. And there's a few of us that are trying to debunk that theory and try to make plays and kind of gain the respect of our teammates by making tackles and doing whatever we have to do, working out, whatever. And then whenever this type of thing comes out, it kind of just feeds into that old stereotype and sets us back a little bit. So I don't know what it means. I understand the NFL is trying to protect all of its players, and it makes sense, and we appreciate it for it. But this one, I don't really comprehend too well.
Terrence Garvin's hit on Kevin Huber, was he fined because he hit a punter or where he hit the punter?
Well, I think in modern-day football now, back in the day, they used to tell people all the time, hit them under the chin. That's how you get good leverage. That was kind of like the mantra. I remember high school football, it was said. College football was said, But nowadays, if any shot to the head is just completely – not only is it dangerous for players, obviously now we look in the long run with concussion problems and stuff like that, but it's not really a legal hit. So I don't think it was because it was on a punter. I think it was just, that was a crown of a helmet right to a jaw. And nowadays, and with the way football is and with the way modern technology is figured out and modern science has figured out the long-term effects of shots like that, I think that would have been a fine on anybody, not just because it was a punter. And then whenever they came out with that, the defenseless rule, it kind of sparked an overreaction a little bit. And I think even if you would talk to Kevin Huber, he'd feel the same way. It was just, we know that that's possible anytime we get on the field. I think the bigger thing is, as players, we have to take care of each other and not want to take people's heads off anymore, because we have seen the ill effects, obviously.
But you know that once you punt, somebody, their job is to target you. It happens with the guy who kicks off, that a quarterback and a kicker and a punter, as soon as you guys do something where you're out in the field of play, it's fair game, and they're ready to take your head off.
Well, I think whenever a quarterback throws a pick, the reason why the wide receiver who is targeted and the quarterback are targeted is because they're usually the first two guys to even know that an interception has happened. So I think that's part of a strategy issue. And I've kicked off for 5 years in the NFL, and I've punted, for 5 years as well. And I've never had a guy really target me or go out of his way. I've had people if it's a part of their return and they're trying to block any player, if I get in the way, they're going to block me as well. And I've taken a few hits. Guys who are much more athletic than I am and stronger have taken me out, but I've made a couple plays as well. So it's not – we all understand that there's an inherent risk whenever you step on that field in football. But we also understand that the NFL is trying to respect the game in the long run and keep kids interested with these safety rules. But it's one of those things, some things you can't stop, because when people are flying around full speed, some hits are going to happen, and you just got to hope that it's not too high, it doesn't do much damage, and that you're not on the receiving end of it.
He's Pat McAfee, one of the best punters in the NFL, the Colts punter, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. But what would you think of this if you punted and then you had to go to the sidelines as soon as you punted?
I think that's just it would be a real shame, I think, because I enjoy making plays for my teammates. I mean, I think that's just a big part of it. A big part of football is the team aspect. And you talk to players who retire, the thing that they miss most is the locker room camaraderie and your boys, like getting out there with a common goal and doing it. And I think if you punt the ball, I know that's part of your job, but another part of your job is we're in this together. If I hit a bad punt and some guys don't make a tackle and I got to make a tackle for them, that's my opportunity to step up for my teammates.
Do you practice tackling?
I used to. Now it's just kind of they got to hope that I still got it. You know, they got to hope.
Who's a better tackler, you or Andrew Luck?
I'll tell you, Andrew is impressive, isn't he? I mean, he's a beast. He gets so mad. I think he and I have actually talked about this. If a long return happens to me, I'm either so mad that I hit a bad kick or that our field position is going to be bad that I don't even think. I'm not even thinking. It just makes a thing. And he does the same way. He gets so angry he throws a pick that he wants to go correct it as fast as possible. So you're looking at two angry white dudes out there just sprinting around trying to make plays.
Do you have one of Rich Eisen's T-shirts that punters are people too?
Yeah, and that's another thing. You know, Rich Eisen's out there being a hell of a spokesman for punters everywhere. You know, with these T-shirts, they're very soft. They're great fabric. I got one this past week, or not, a couple weeks ago when we played Tennessee on Thursday night.
Well, he said he wanted to make the fabric like punters, soft. So
I'll tell you what, he could make them like radio show hosts and put a bunch of makeup on them. That would be a much
I don't
better
have
T-shirt.
any. You know what? Unfortunately, I don't have any makeup on, Pat. I have body makeup on, but not face.
Well, Dan, you're unlike most. You don't need it. You know,
Thank
perfection can't be sculpted,
Thank you.
and you're lucky enough to have that.
Can you tell Luck to shave the neck beard?
Well, you know, it's only his second year in the league. I've been here for 5 years, and as soon as he got here, he took a nice big jump on the totem pole, much higher than I. So I can't tell him to do anything. The only thing that can happen here is he will tell me to either shut up or no, don't tell me what to do. So it's a lose-lose for me if I tell him to do anything, and I don't think I think the beard's starting to look really solid, though. I think it's a good look.
I don't know.
Matt Hasselbeck hates it, if it means anything.
Well, okay. I trust Hasselbeck's taste. You know what?
Yeah,
Hasselbeck wants hair, so he doesn't have any, so he wants some. So maybe that's why he looks at Luck as somebody who is just showing off with all the hair that he can grow.
Yeah, I think it's a little hair envy there from Hasselbeck. I think he probably went bald. Him and his brother probably went bald when they were like 15. So now they're kind of holding a grudge towards everybody. But as long as he keeps being a baller, I could care less what his facial hair looks like.
By the way, I was going to send you a flinch ball T-shirt. What size? Are you like an extra large?
Well, it depends on how much I've eaten this. Like I weigh in at 233 every week.
Are
but
you
by game
kidding
days,
me?
Yeah, but by game days, I'm like 240. So give me an XL. If it's is it cotton? Is it pre-shrunk? What is it?
It's it's nice fabric. It feels good and soft. So you know what? I'll see if I can get an XL, maybe a double XL for you for a flinch ball.
Well, that'll be perfect. And when I retire, I'm probably going to be 400 pounds, so I'd like to wear that flinch ball.
How about this?
Often.
Could you wear the flinch ball shirt underneath your pads for the game against the Chiefs?
No doubt. And if I, not that we're practicing one, but if I ever score a touchdown, that flinch ball shirt will get shown. I'll get fined, penalized, but it will all be worth it.
Oh,
no
you'll lift up your jersey and show people what you got?
Yeah, everybody will be thinking they're going to get a nice shot of man boobs, but really it's just a flinch ball T-shirt. That'll be perfect.
Well, stay out of the way since you're defenseless, and good luck against the Chiefs.
Hey, sounds good. I'm just going to go put my ballerina skirt on, little tutu, punt the ball, get off the field. I think that's the best thing to do.
Thank you, Pat.
Hey, you guys take care. Thank you.
All right, buddy. That's Pat McAfee.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.